Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gids. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a first impressions of a fragrance that I particularly love. It's a flanker and it comes from this house here, Chanel. Now, the fragrance in question is Bleu De Chanel L'Exclusif. It's their newest release. It's a flanker to, of course, Bleu De Chanel, one of the best sellers. I'm sure it's a bestseller in the men's line. It's a classic. Men love it. People love it. It's a great one to wear. I have this version here, which is the Parfum, which is my favorite version of the fragrance. I love all the versions of this, but this for me is my favorite. I find it the smoothest, freshest version of the fragrance. Really warm, but still fresh and incredibly classy. So let's get into it. Now, this has been a very, very controversial release for two reasons. Chanel and their antics. So Chanel have upset a few content creators here on the YouTube platform because some people spoke about this release, I suppose, before Chanel were really ready to put it out there. They're very, very protective of their brand image and the way that they communicate with their audience, all right? So I have heard, I don't know the full story because I haven't watched all of the reviews, but I've heard that Chanel put out some strikes on some content creators. I don't know what that means. I think they were upset for whatever reason and they didn't hold back in the way they spoke about this release. The other thing is this is a very, very, very expensive release, guys. It's very expensive. 100 ml of this fragrance will set you back £215, and 60 ml of this fragrance will set you back £158. Now that is very, very steep, but I'll get into that more in just a moment. So here it comes. It was sent to me from Chanel like this, very nicely packaged. The sample is in here. I'm not going to blind buy this, by the way. I did contemplate getting the 60 ml because it came up for a good price, well, a more reasonable price, but I said, no, I have to get a sample of this first. So Chanel sent one out to me. So what does Chanel say about the new fragrance L'Exclusif? Chanel says, designed like an extrait de parfum, Bleu De Chanel L'Exclusif is a powdery, ambery, aromatic fragrance with an intense and sensual woody trail. A true concentration of exceptional raw materials, Bleu De Chanel L'Exclusif is a sophisticated, a mysterious reflection of a man who is on the ultimate quest. Okay, Chanel. Bit cheesy, but there it goes. It's a more ambery, aromatic fragrance with a more intense and sensual woody trail. All right, I've been talking enough. Let's get to spraying the fragrance. I'm gonna spray it on card, I'm gonna spray it on skin, and I'm gonna tell you my honest thoughts because I do really, really like the Bleu De Chanel line. Okay. Okay, so first of all, I'm picking up leather. This is very, very leathery and quite strong. This is quite a strong fragrance. Now I know obviously it's an extrait de parfum, so it's expected to be strong, it's expected to give you more performance. And it almost seems like they were trying to keep up with Sauvage Elixir, but anyway. Okay, this is very nice. It still has the classic Bleu De Chanel DNA, but there is this leathery, yeah, it smells very leathery. It smells spicy, definitely resinous, exactly what it says. It's Bleu De Chanel with leather, resins, way more depth, and spices. There's also a nice sweetness from the fragrance as well. There's this subtle sweetness that's coming through. Oh, it smells very different on cardan skin. I do like this. I do like this. It smells very, very sophisticated. It smells very grown up, very refined. I can imagine an older person wearing this. When I say older, I don't mean older as in someone who's of very, very mature age, whatever people would consider that to be, but someone possibly 35 and up. Someone who wants to maybe make an impression, walk into a room. It's a lot heavier than the other versions of Bleu De Chanel, so it is something I would probably, if I was gonna get this, wear in cold weather. I think this is great for cold weather. It's very leathery, it's very ambery, leathery, resinous, dry. It's quite dry as well. I like this, but I'm just not sure if I need this. I probably don't need this, and I think for the price it is, it's very, very steep. £215 for 100 ml. That is going into niche prices. And if you think about it, the Les Exclusifs retail now for £240. Now that is Chanel's private collection. It's more of their prestige collection. And I love that collection. I have 10 of the Les Exclusifs. And I just love that collection. But I think pricing at £215 is very, very steep. Very steep. It's even more than their competitor, which is Dior Sauvage Elixir. Now this one, which is 60 ml, this was the only size you could get when this first came out. I think this retails for £124. It also now comes in 100 ml, which I think is about £178, round about there. I do think that's a lot of money for this fragrance, and I get it. I think with Chanel, the frustration for a lot of us is, when are you gonna launch a new male fragrance Chanel? What are you waiting for? Like, let's do it. You have Olivier Polge, who is their dedicated in-house perfumer, who has the talent, the skill, the ability to create something new and fantastic. But I think Chanel are very, very careful about their brand. They don't want to just push something out. And if you look at the way that Chanel release fragrances, they don't release a lot of fragrances. And if they do, they're going to release a flanker, or, you know, something here, something, a different concentration of the fragrance. For example, the last male fragrance that they released was the Super Leggera from the Chanel Allure Homme line, which was a nice fragrance, but I just didn't think it was anything that great, anything special. It was a pleasant fragrance. Was it memorable? Not particularly. This is very nice, and I'm interested to see how it's going to keep developing on skin. I think the opening is lovely. I think this is definitely an evening fragrance that you would wear maybe when you are going out for dinner, or maybe you have a special event or a special occasion, or, I mean, you could wear this to the office. It's a very commanding fragrance. It commands attention. Sorry, it's making my nose. God, I need to not spray so much. This is quite a strong fragrance as well, just to put it out there. This is quite strong. I don't think you're going to struggle in terms of performance. I know longevity is subjective, but I think with this one, I don't think you're going to necessarily struggle so much with performance. I think this will give you at least 6 to 8 hours minimum. I think on clothing, this will work and last even longer. But yeah, I mean, it's a good release. I just think it's a shame because Bleu De Chanel was the one leading the way. When I think of Bleu De Chanel, I think of shower fresh. I think of, you know, this sort of blue, fresh genre of fragrance. I think of Chanel being the leader of that sort of genre of fragrance. And then obviously Sauvage came with their version, did very, very well, became a bestseller for them. And then they've constantly been releasing different flankers. And, you know, Bleu De Chanel Exclusive was obviously a response to the Elixir from Dior Sauvage. I just wanted to see Chanel leading the way. I don't think they should be following or trying to keep up. However, I guess brands will do this when they think that's what the audience wants. Also, if you look at extrait concentration fragrances, they seem to be here to stay. Every brand, if you look around, has released an extrait concentration of their line of fragrance. Particularly if it's a very popular fragrance, you will often see later the extrait version coming out, because I think that's what consumers right now want from brands. They want longevity, they want performance. I think that's the time that we're in, and all of these Middle Eastern fragrances and fragrance houses that are performing really well and have great longevity and are very popular. I think the designers and the niche brands are now looking at that and thinking, okay, this is what people are looking for. This is what people are searching for. Right now, we're in a time where people expect their fragrances to last. They want to buy a fragrance which lasts, which people can smell, which they can smell all day, which has projection, which leaves a nice sillage. That's what the demand is currently. Is this a nice fragrance? Yes. Do you need to buy it? I wouldn't say so, unless it's a fragrance that you personally love. I think if you already have some of the other versions of this fragrance, that's good enough. Not because I don't want people to buy the fragrance for whatever reason, because I do really, really love the House of Chanel. I think their quality and their consideration for the way that they make and release fragrances is amazing. You know, I think they're an amazing brand, but I just don't think this is that unique or that interesting for you to need to purchase this. I might change my mind, but I'm gonna sit with this fragrance for a while. I'm gonna keep sampling it, keep trying it. But personally, I'm not convinced that I need this fragrance, but it is nice. I can't tell you what to do with your money. I think it smells lovely. If someone was wearing this, I would definitely compliment them and say, you smell great. So that concludes my thoughts on this fragrance. I think it's an amazing fragrance. It smells lovely. It's warm, it's deep, it's rich, it's resinous, it's classy, it's grown up, it's sophisticated. It will definitely make an impression when you walk in the room as well. I mean, it smells amazing on card and on skin. However, I don't feel the need right now to rush out and get this fragrance. Just how I feel personally, I think my beautiful parfum version of Bleu De Chanel is good as it is. I don't need to get the exclusive, but you know, I can appreciate it for what it is. I just would hope that Chanel will eventually release another male fragrance, an original fragrance that we can all admire and appreciate, because I know Olivier Polge, who is the son of Jacques Polge, the in-house perfumer at Chanel, has the skill and the talent to create something amazing. Come on, Chanel, let him do it. He can do it, come on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Have you tried Bleu De Chanel L'Exclusif? What do you think of it? And what's your favorite Chanel fragrance? Let me know in the comments down below. Male, female, whatever, from whatever line of fragrances that Chanel currently have. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys.